Hello, people. Do y'all remember that commercial with the camel? He's walking through the office and he says, Hump day, hump day, hump day, hump day. Favorite day of the week is hump day. Well, guess what? That's the day. Wednesday is hump day, baby. And guess what? I'm here, your boy Comic Chat, with another encouragement series, word of the day, and with another encouragement series, quote of the day. So without further ado, it's hump day. Let's go. Hey, it's Wednesday, hump day, and it is your boy Come Chat. And with further ado, before we get into what we do, let's do this first. And that is, if it's your first time ever coming to my channel, please subscribe. I need you to subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell. I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. You're going to see all. Check all on that notification bell because that means you won't miss anything that I upload. And that's what I want to happen. Don't miss nothing. Also, give me that thumbs up. That's a like. Don't give me this. Give me this. Thumbs up. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Don't ask me how. I know that it does. And just help a brother out. That's what I need. I need that like button. And last but not least, please, 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 like James Brown said, please leave me a comment. By leaving a comment, I know that you're listening, comprehending what I'm saying, and then I'm going to respond back to you in the most timely and efficient and respectful way. Also, watch my video from the beginning all the way to the end because that helps also to my placement on the YouTube algorithm, the YouTube landscape. I want to be placed so people can easily access by clicking on comment chat and watching my material. Well, we're going to go ahead and get into it because as you can see, the word of the day is boom, guidance. Guidance is the word of the day. And guess what? The quote of the day, well, before we get into it, guidance. Let's see what the definition of guidance is. Guidance is defined as advice or information aimed at resolving a problem or difficulty, especially as given by someone in authority or the directing of the motion or position of something, especially a missile. Well, you're not getting to that missile part, but that first part we are going to get laser focus on that. Advice is or information aimed at resolving a problem or difficulty, especially as given by someone in authority. Advice or information aimed at resolving a problem or difficulty, especially as given by someone in authority. Guidance. Make sure we keep that definition exactly where it should be. And I didn't pop it up. I want to make sure you can pop it up so you can see it right there correctly. Guidance. Guidance. There it is. One more time. Advice or information aimed at resolving a problem or difficulty. That is guidance. Now, the quote of the day. Quote of the day. Let me pull it up. Give people enough guidance to make the decisions you want them to make. Don't tell them what to do, but encourage them to do what is best. Let's say it again. Let's hear that one more time. The quote of the day is give people enough guidance to make the decisions you want them to make. Don't tell them what to do, but encourage them to do what is best. So we can't go ahead and say, hey, you're going to do this and this, but we really need to kind of guide them, kind of like how sometimes the cowboys used to guide in the roundups and stuff, guide the herd, the direction you want to go. You can't make them go there because sometimes you try to make them go there, they're going to fight you and buck you at every twist and turn. So you just kind of guide them, just kind of show them the way. And a lot of times they follow what's going along. But make sure the guidance, what you're trying to guide, is the right thing to do. Don't guide them to something wrong. A lot of times we try to guide them in stuff that is wrong. You got to guide them to stuff that is right. So make sure you're trying to guide somebody is for their benefit, something that's going to help them, and something that is correct. If it's something that's a load of malarkey and it's something that's wrong, then they need to try to avoid that type of guidance at all costs. As law enforcement, which I am, as a law enforcement parent, and just people in general, just being a regular person in general, we love to think that we all know the answers. Sometimes my daughters, my children say that, Danny, what works for your dad was work for you. It's different now. We don't always know. And in some aspects, I can see their point of view, but in some aspects, it's the same thing over. It's just repackaged and rebranded in a different way. Hey, I know good and well if I go down here and I do this right here is going to happen. I know if you drink, get behind the wheel and do whatever, that most likely you may dodge the law enforcement, but sooner or later you're going to get caught. Sooner or later something's going to happen. I know if you do ABC 1, 2, 3, then guess what? It's going to equal to DEF 4, 5, 6. I know that just because my experience. Not all the time, but sometimes, most times than not, our experience, what we done in the past as children, what we done as young adults, sometimes it plays in a continuous loop. And we can see things coming a mile away that our children can't see because it's the first time they're experiencing that. So guidance, you got to try and guide your kids, especially when they get certain ages. Guide them to because this world will pick you up, it will chew you up and spit you out. And if you have someone there to guide you to say, hey, maybe you need to go this way instead of going that way. Maybe you need to do this instead of do that. Maybe you need to say no, like the word of the day yesterday was, no now, and then so you can say yes later to something better. So guidance, make sure you guidance. We have been trained, especially in law enforcement and parents, and some parents, and conditioned that if it works our way, it works for us. No, we have been trained and conditioned, most time parents, that if it works our way, then it will work automatically for everyone else. And sometimes that's true, sometimes it ain't. Well, when I was a child, my mom did so and so and so, and it worked out. Well, back then in a different time, that would work out, and maybe it did work out. But right now, times are changing, more advanced, and sometimes what worked back in the past won't work now here in the future or the present. And sometimes things that did work in the past will work. You have to be able to have enough sense to realize or have enough foresight or insight to see, okay, yeah, this working, or maybe let me take a part of this and part of that and modify it so it will do this and so it will accommodate the current problem or issue that you may be having. But just because something working back in the day when you was a child or a young adult don't necessarily mean that it will. But you gotta have enough foresight, much insight to guide and say, okay, I can see this is not working, so let's try this right here. But you got to put in your time, your research, your experience will let you know sometime, and you can foresee that ain't going to work. So that's when you make necessary changes, adjustments to make sure that you modify whatever situation it is to accommodate the current problem or issue that you're having. And sometimes, like I said, we automatically think that because it works for us, it works for everyone else, and that is the furthest thing from the truth in a lot of cases. But sometimes we just don't want to admit it until we fall flat on our face. We see live and living color that our solution is not going to work. Then that's when we have to eat crow. We must learn to listen to others issues and problems, then choose a delivery method that they can accept and digest. Whew. I was in my bag when I said that. I'm going to say that one more time for you. We must learn to listen to other issues and problems, then choose a delivery method that they can accept and digest. A lot of times you may have the solution to a problem, but because your delivery method is so mean or nasty or not strong enough, that they don't accept it. And I give you a perfect example. When I started off in law enforcement in the county that I work in now, my sergeant, he went to the place. Well, I went to the call first, and I said, "Ma'am, can I help you? My name is so and so and so. I'm here in law enforcement capacity, and I know you got an issue. Can I help you?" Person ain't hardly paid attention to me. Just kept going on talking. When my sergeant came there, and he was like, "Hey, shut, bank up, and da 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 da," and that's this man right here, and the woman complied. And I was like, "Now let's talk to this person, this individual like a human being and courteous." Didn't comply. But then when he come there and talk rough to her, she get right up. And I guess that's just, he knew and he got him and said, look, when you go to this particular part of the county, you got to talk like this because that's how these people are being conditioned. So he was guiding me in the landscape of the particular county because there are different sections that you talk different ways that you approach your different approaches. Yeah, you would get the ultimate goal is to solve the problem and solve the issue that's going to, but it's your delivery method. It's how you have to be guided to deliver. Some delivery methods, or you can be subtle, and some delivery methods you have to be very aggressive. So, going back to what I said, we must learn to listen to other issues and problems, then choose a delivery method that they can accept and digest. My delivery method was not strong enough, so my sergeant, who was experienced, his delivery method was strong enough, and it made the delivery that much sweeter and that much easier for me whenever he was able to get it lined up like it should have been. Some people like things blunt, others like things subtle. And there are those who we have to repeat our message to over and over again. They're not just going to get it right the first time. A lot of times because individuals can't get right. I've been around a bunch of can't get rights. We just got to tell them over and over and over. You got to have the patience of Job. But you know if you keep doing it, then finally it's going to click. Finally something's going to sink in. Finally that light bulb is going to go off. And you'll be like, oh, wow, Guns N' Roses, dude. Yeah, Guns N' Roses. You just got to keep doing it over and over and over. And that can be a lot of times that can be aggravating. That can be tedious, gets on your nerves, but you just gotta stay on point. Gotta stay on point, stay to task. Guidance is what we must offer, but it can't be forced. Guidance is something that we have to offer, but it can't be forced. A lot of times, if we try to force guidance, people are not going to accept it. They're going to feel like you're trying to run their life, like you're going to try and do this. So you got to step back. You got to reevaluate the situation. Then you got to find out what delivery method is going to be best for this individual. Because what might work for Mark might not work for Ben. What might work for Susie might not work for Wendy. So you got to make sure that you're able to quickly still listen to what all of them are saying, but then you got to find out based on their responses, based on their actions, based on their reactions, what delivery method is going to work, because you may have to pull somebody to the side and talk to them privately, and that works. Or you may have to just call them out right then and there, and then that works. I've seen all different kind of things. So people have different ways to get messages across. The guidance you give others must be sound and make sense. Let me say it again. The guidance that you give others must be sound and make sense, because if it doesn't, then that can cause that individual that you're trying to guide to lose faith and trust in you. You don't want that to happen. If you're giving people bad or wrong information, wrong guidance, just something that you think, something that you don't know, or something that you know that you have no clue what you're talking about, that can be very detrimental to success in any aspect of your life. From family, from church, to profession, from anything you want to plug into that gap, it could be detrimental to whatever you're trying to do, because when you're trying to guide somebody or mentor somebody or tell somebody or give some advice, you gotta make sure that advice is sound. Not just something that you think, or something that you know, or something that you really believe in, and you can give out specific points and specific examples of why it is whatever way that you're trying to guide them to do. So make sure that it's sound, because you don't want them to lose faith and trust in you. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We must learn to listen more and talk a little less. Make sure that we comprehend what people who ask for our guidance are saying. You got to make sure. Don't just sit there and listen and say, yeah, I got it. Yeah. You make sure you listen in detail, because when you try to rush listening, a lot of times you can miss something. When you miss something, that could be the key point of whatever guidance or whatever advice you get an individual. It could be totally wrong based on one little word or one little aspect of whatever they were trying to say. So make sure when someone is coming to you that you listen intently and get a full understanding and comprehend it, and then able to make a rational and intelligent decision or response to whatever they're asking for or seeking guidance for. We must learn to listen more, talk a little less. Make sure we comprehend what people who ask us for guidance are saying, mull around in our thoughts, and then formulate an intelligent, informed, and sound solution. There is a saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. That is a very profound saying. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. I say that all the time. So my people, when I'm trying to give them guidance, trying to give them advice, I've been doing this for 28 years. I know what I'm doing. I don't know everything, but I know pretty much what I'm doing in my profession. And if I don't know, I have resources where I can call somebody or go on a computer, go online, go to certain websites, and find information that's going to be correct, that is going to guide them in the right thing to do. Whether or not they choose to do that right thing is up to them on certain aspects. But if it's law and it's that sheriff's office work, they're going to do the right thing. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. That is true, because we must at least try to get the person or people we're trying to guide to take a sip from that trough. When we lead them to that water and that water trough, you got to try to make them get a sip, because sometimes they take that sip and the sip of water tastes good, then they're going to get a fuller drink. And if we can get them to just sip that, then we can have a chance for them to fully drink what we're trying to offer. So we can at least get them to that trough, that water trough, get them to take a sip. And if that sip tastes good and it's not bitter, it's not contaminated, or not bad water, then they are more apt to take a full drink of that water or a full drink of that information, that wisdom, that advice that we're trying to give them. So, guidance is very important. Guidance, you must guide people in all aspects of life. People that may be older than you, people that may be younger than you, someone that actually truly needs your guidance and asks for your help. That's what we're supposed to do, not only as Christians, but as people. We must try to guide people to do the right thing. God let his son, Jesus come down to earth, die for us, to guide us into heaven by letting people, inspiring people to write the Bible. He is guiding us. He's giving us a roadmap on the way to get to heaven. Whether or not we choose to read and comprehend and follow that roadmap is up to the individual's choice. But we have the guidance to get to where we want to get to. And the end destination should be heaven if you're a believer. But having said that, if you believe and you like what I'm saying, I need you to give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. I also need you to say, hey, Danny, I'm going to leave you that comment, because that comment lets me know that what you just said was spot on. I agree with it. I am picking up what you're putting down, and I want to rock with you. And that's what I want you to do, man. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to be inspired. I want you to click on every morning, as you see here on the ticker, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., and check out what I'm doing. This is Comment Chats Encouragement Series, and I want you to be a part of that. I thank each and every last one of you for clicking on here and rocking with me. I will be back tomorrow, which will be Thursday morning. Same back time, same back channel. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope you all have a blessed day. And until tomorrow, take it easy and peace.